Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's match day 14 in Serie, and I mean no league at the moment in Europe is as tight as Serie. Just 4 points between the top six, and then just 5 points differentiating the bottom 8 teams. It is so tight. Every single game, every single point is matters at the moment. It matters anyway, but at the moment it is really hard to distinguish between any team. You really don't know which way the title is going. You really don't know which team is close to getting relegated. It is very close. It is very tight, and you can expect the same thing over the weekend as well. A lot of tight games, a lot of close games. So let's go ahead and make our predictions. The first game, it is Cagliari versus Verona. It is 16th versus 14th. Cagliari, like they have not won in a long time. Their last 2-3 games have been draws as well. They are playing against Verona side who have won once in their last 4 games, but the last 2 have been defeats as well. So it is not both of them are in a tough spot. As I said, 16th versus 14th. They are right in the midst of that relegation battle. None of those teams are safe, and I think it will be a very close game, a very tight game, but I just don't see a winner out of this game. I think Cagliari are going to continue their run of draws that they have accumulated. I mean, 3 in their last 5 games, and I think it could be 4 in their last 5 games this weekend. They are playing on the Friday night as well. I think it will be a very close game, but I think in the end it will be a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Cagliari and Verona. The next game is a huge one. It is Como versus Monza. It is 18th versus 19th, and I say it's a huge one because even though we are on match day 14, but because of how tight the league is, it could turn out to be a very big game. Both of these teams are winless in their last 5 games. Both of them have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Just 1 draw for both of them, and both of them are in all sorts of trouble. 18th versus 19th. It's such a huge game. Como are at home. Monza are going to go away to them. You really don't know what you are going to expect from this, but I think there are going to be goals in this game, and just because Como are at home, I think they might be able to get a win somehow. Both of them are in a relegation zones as well, like 18th and 19th. Both of them have been above the relegation zone, but now they are in that last 2 places, and they would love to get out of it. And I think just because Como are at home, I am going to give them the edge. I think it will be a very close game. They are going to get goals in this game, but I think Como in the end are going to win it. I'm going for a 3-2 win for Como. The next game is Milan versus Empoli. It is 7th versus 10th. Now, both of these teams, they've just won once in their last 5 games. They've played 3 draws. Last 3 games, last 2 games, both of them have played draw just before the international break and after the international break as well. So both of them have coming into this game with a similar sort of a form. You don't really know what they are going to do, but I don't expect fireworks in this game. If I'm being very honest with you, both of them have been what's the word I want to use, they have the players that can go ahead and score a lot of goals, but they have not really used them to their potential, and I think that is going to continue in this game. I think it will be it's important for Milan to get the result, to somehow stay relevant in that fight for the European places, but I just don't think that is going to happen. Empoli would love to get a win over Milan, and they are just 3 points behind them, so basically get close to them, but I just don't think that is going to happen as well. I think it will be a draw, and I think it will be another boring game. Milan played quite a boring game, quite a bad game last weekend against Juventus, and I think we could expect a similar sort of a game from them this weekend as well. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Milan and Empoli. Next game is Bologna versus Venezia. It is 8th versus 20th. Bologna, they were in a really good run of form. They were undefeated in their last 5 games, but last weekend they lost, and now they are at home. They are playing against a Venezia side who unfortunately are at the bottom of the table. They have lost 3 of their last 5 games. They are not in a really good form, and the best thing for Bologna is like they are playing Venezia, and they are at home, and this is going to be the perfect opportunity for them to forget about the last week. Like they lost over the weekend, and they lost in the Champions League to Lille as well. So this is the perfect opportunity for them to forget about everything and get a good win. And I think they are gonna win it, and I think it will be an easy win for them as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bologna. Then it is Udinese versus Genoa. It is 9th versus 17th. Now for Udinese, like everything has gone to basically gone to shit. That's the word. That there's nothing other, and there's no other word to describe it. To be very honest with you, like they were really in that contention for those European places. They were really fighting for it. But the last month, I mean, their last four games have been lost, and draw. Just 1 point in the last four games out of a possible 12. So that has basically destroyed any hope that they had to be in that fight. They are currently ninth, and they would be really happy that they did not lose last weekend. They finally got a point out of it. They are playing against a Venezia side who themselves, they are in a really not good form. They are seventh at the table, just one win out of their last five games, and they drew. They have not also played really that good. So this is like the perfect opportunity for Udinese to get back into form, to get a good win, somehow to get those 3 points that they really need. They desperately need, to somehow bring momentum back to them. And I think they are gonna be able to do it. Fortunately for them, I think they just gonna be because of the team that they are playing against. I think they are gonna get lucky and they are gonna get them in. It'll be a very very tight game, but I think Udinese in the end are gonna nick it. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Udinese. The next game is Parma versus Lazio. It is 13th versus 5th. Parma, even though they are 13th, I still, as I say, they are one of those teams in the bottom 8 that are just, differentiate in the difference between them and the team at the bottom in 15 is like 4 points. They are not really safe. They are not in a really good form as well. Just one win out of their last 5 games. So they are all over the place, and it is going to be a very tough game. They are playing against one of the most informed teams of this year of the league, Lazio. They have won 6 games in a row in Serie, and they are gonna hope that they continue their winning ways. They are really up for it. They know they are in not just for those Champions League places. They are in for the title. There are 5 teams on 28 points, and Lazio are one of those teams. So they know they can really go ahead and get in for that title. They are really fighting for it, and I think they are gonna continue their winning streak. I think they are gonna win against Parma, and I think it will be a quite convincing and easy win for them. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Lazio. The next game is Torino versus Napoli. It is 11 versus first. Torino, they one win in their last 5 games, and that was quite almost a month back. After that, it has been 3 straight defeats before the international break, and they drew last weekend. So they are not in a really good form. They are playing against a Napoli side who are at the top of the table. They have been at the top of the table for almost like now 6 to 7 weeks, and they would hope that they can continue. There are 4 teams right at their back. 4 teams on 28 points, and they know they cannot afford any more mistakes. They had gotten a healthy lead for themselves, but the last 2 weeks have brought them back down. So they cannot afford another slip up. They won last weekend, so they would hope they can carry on. They can continue that, and they can make sure that they are the team that is at the top of the table at the end of this weekend. It's going to be a very tough game for them. I'll be very honest. I think that Torino are going to make sure that they make it as hard as possible for Napoli, but I think Napoli are just gonna edge it because of the teams behind them. They cannot get relaxed. They are gonna be up for it on their toes, and I think they are gonna get the win in the end. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Napoli. The next game is Fiorentina versus Inter Milan. It's a huge game. It is a 4th versus a 3rd. Fiorentina, they are on a 7-game winning streak. They are playing against an Inter Milan team who themselves are undefeated in their last 6 games, but it has been 3 draws out of those last 6 games. So you would say that Fiorentina are coming in this game as favorites in my opinion. They are the form team as well, along with Atalanta, along with Lazio. Like these 3 teams have just taken the league by surprise, and Fiorentina are at the moment one of the most high scoring teams as well. And I think their good run is going to continue as well. Both these teams like to score goals. Both of them play attacking football, and I think it is going to continue. It'll be a very tight game, but Fiorentina being the home side as well, I think they are going to get the win here, and they're going to shock, and they're going to continue their winning streak as well. I'm going for a 3-2 win for Fiorentina. The next game is Lecce versus Juventus. It is 15th versus 6th. Lecce are in all sorts of trouble. I'll be very honest with you. Like they have a really good team. I don't think they should be so below. They should like they are a mid-table team. With the squad that they have, they should really not be in that much trouble. But they are so inconsistent. I think that is the reason why they are still one of those teams in there that are fighting for the relegation, and they are bottom of the they are 16. One bad game and they could be right into those relegation places. They are playing against a Juventus side. To be very honest with you, all the teams in the top 6, I think that one team that I really don't think is going to win the title is Juventus. I just don't see it. To be very honest with you, the way they are playing, the way the Mota sets up his team, like it's really bad. I'll be very honest with you. They have amazing player, but they just don't have the formations. Like last week, it was an abysmal performance against Milan. They drew against Milan. They in the midweek as well. They drew against Aston Villa in the Champions League as well. So I just don't see Juventus winning the league, and I think this could be one of those games where they end up drawing them. Lecce are really they are going to be at home, and they know it's going to be hard to break them down, but they hard to break Juventus down. But Lecce know that Juventus are not really able to create that much, and they're not able to score that goal. So they are going to defend for their lives, and they're going to try to nick something out. But I don't see anything happening in that game. I think we are going to see another boring Juventus game. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Lecce and Juventus. And the last game for this weekend in Serie is Roma versus Atalanta. It is a 12th versus a 2nd. Roma had a new manager in Claudio Ranieri, their third manager of the season already last weekend, but it did not change anything. Unfortunate for them, his term started with a defeat, and it is they are 12th in the league, as I say, just 6 points between them and the team in the 20th position, Venezia. So it is going everywhere. Ranieri has to do something miraculous. That's the way that he did at Leicester to get Roma out of this trouble. But unfortunately for them, they are playing Atalanta this weekend. 7-game winning streak. They are amazing at the moment. A great form. Whatever the way they are playing, it is really good. They are scoring goals for fun everywhere they go. It doesn't matter who the opposition is. And unfortunately for Roma, I think they are gonna continue this, and they are gonna inflict further wounds to Roma and their fan base and their manager. I think Atlanta are going to win, and they are going to win convincingly as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for the away side. And with that, my predictions for Matchday 14 in Serie are complete. As I said, a lot of interesting matchups, a lot of games where the teams are going to drop points and the other teams are going to overtake them. Because of how tight the league is going, you cannot really afford to lose points, but it's going to be quite interesting. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below, and make your predictions as well, and we'll see whose predictions are correct. That is it from me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help us out. Until next time, bye bye.